So yeah, thanks everyone for coming along tonight. Give us a quick overview of what we're going to be covering tonight. So you all know it's around the membership system. So what we're going to look at is as much detail of the step-by-step guide around how to use the system and what it can offer you. So where to find the system. So that'll be one of the first questions you'll get from your members. How to create a free account, sign up for membership, details around your profile, finding your club, affiliating your club, benefits of having your club affiliated, but also what the system does for the club as well, and booking onto events, competitions and courses and things like that. So has anyone got any questions before we get started?
Yes, I just have one, if you don't mind.
How dare you?
Do we get a copy of the slides afterwards, because I am notoriously good at listening and thinking I have it all down to a T, and then I get back on and I'm like, oh, right. And sometimes my notes, I can't read them because I'm writing really fast. So is there any chance of getting them afterwards?
Of course you can. You'll also get a video link. So we did that with our competition system training workshop. We shared the link of the video to all the attendees and shared it out on, well, we will be sharing it out on social media, and a copy of the slides as well. So we'll do the same for this.
Oh, brilliant. Thank you, Andy.
No worries. Cool. Right. For some reason it doesn't like my keyboard. So, right. So the first things first, it may seem really simple, but finding our membership system, dead simple. Going onto our website, it's clicking on membership. So across the top on the tab, that laser pointer. Oh, hey, I have a laser pointer. So up here, you click membership, and then that should take you straight to the login screen on the membership portal. Just a question for everybody. Can everyone see, zoom in on the slides, or do you need me to zoom in on them? Or is everyone okay with that?
I think I'm okay with that at the moment. I don't think it allows me to zoom in, but it's grand what I can read.
Bro, because it looks really small on my screen, but I think it's because I've got the transcript and everyone's videos and all the slides across the bottom as well. So it's a lot smaller than I thought it'd look. Grand.
It's something, guys. It will be on YouTube. You'll be able to look at it again and zoom in then. So, yeah.
Grand. Cool. So once you've clicked on that, it takes you straight to the login menu. So from there, you can either log in with your details if you've already got an account, but then from there, for any new members, you can create a new account. So that's on the bottom bit here where it says new member, obviously. However, things to bear in mind, problems we've encountered when we transferred old members over to the new membership system is their usernames got carried over from the old system, which were all randomly generated. So it caused quite a few issues for people logging in. Now, because of that, this membership system has a similar sort of function where you only get to create a username once and you can't change it. You have to get in touch with either myself or Trevor to have it changed. Now, we generally advise you use your email address just because it's the easiest thing to do, because otherwise you can't change it afterwards without asking.
Can I throw something in there?
Go on, Trevor.
That is great. If you are only going to be the only person you are managing it, if you've got a family membership, which we'll cover later, it's worthwhile having an individual email address, as it won't allow you to create multiple accounts, because it will only allow a unique username. So.
Yep. So yeah, when we go and touch on the family memberships later on, we try and advise that you tell your members to have separate accounts and not create an account for their son or daughter and then log in as them and so on, because it starts confusing things. The last bit around creating your account is the password. Now, once you've created your account, say if you forget your password down the line, use the forgot password function, but We have found that sometimes members have issues with that. If that's the case, get in touch with either myself or Trevor. What we can do is send a reset email if it's not working from your end. What that does is it just sends like your standard email that you'd usually get from any other membership site, where if you've forgotten your password, it'll send you the reset. The thing we can't do is actually see what password you have. We don't have access to that because of GDPR rules. So yeah, that's fairly straightforward on that front.
And putting in what
Yep.
I do when you request that, I clip and show you your username. When I say I've sent you the password reset, here's your username, just to make sure you've got both halves of the equation.
Yep, because that's proved quite useful for the old membership that were transferred over, because it's a random assortment of letters, numbers, symbols. You're never going to guess that, so it's useful to have. Or we, if that member asks, we change the username to whatever they want. Yeah, moving on to the new users view. Now, some of this has changed, hence the training. So this has stayed relatively the same. It's the bit after this. So you get your standard sign up, name, surname, address, date of birth. Now, the details on here is really useful for the governing body when trying to showcase what the sport is doing. So having things like gender, ethnic minority, and those bits of information really do help British wrestling in feeding back to Sport England with what we're actually doing and who we're engaging with and how we're supporting them. So if you can ask your members to fill in as much detail as they can, that'd be greatly appreciated on that front. Trevor, anything else to add before I jump to the next slide?
Nope.
Cool. The next slide is where things have changed slightly. So what we've done is when you first log in, or if these have changed in the meantime, if you've already got an account, you'll get a pop-up around agreements. So what these are is when you become a member of British Wrestling, you agree to certain policies and procedures that we have as a governing body. So things like your code of conduct, the privacy policies, safeguarding, anti-doping. Obviously, they're being updated quite regularly. So anti-doping, for example, is updated every January of the year with the new prohibited lists of drugs that you can't take in and out of competition. And we need to make sure everyone's aware of those changes. So when we update that, this is then pushed to your account. So when you log in for the first time since those changes, it will pop up to say, oh, these have changed. Do you agree? And then it will save that you've agreed and move forward. So when your members ask, because it's part of the membership, there's no way of backing out of that. They automatically agree to our codes of conduct when they sign up for a membership. Just so you're aware, they're all listed there with all the details and everything like that. Cool. And anything you'd like to add, Trevor, before I jump ahead?
No.
Good. Cool. So once they've created their account, so it's been fairly straightforward so far, they come to a landing page. So this is their first time going onto the landing page. It will come up with a pop-up. Now on that pop-up, it'll try and explain to them around there's your events portal, your main membership. So if they click that, it's taken to the membership page where it shows each membership that we have, and also the events, and it takes them to the event page where our coaching courses are, our competitions are, and so on, and things like this, events. So the members get a bit of an introduction when they first join. The next slide shows what their profile landing page looks like. So you'll see that they'll have their club. They've not been assigned to a region just yet. You'll have your profile where all their details they've just put on are. If they click that orange yellow button there, they can update that whenever they please. And then you'll have all the other tabs going across there, which we'll go into more detail in a second. Now, for some reason, my little circle isn't showing up on here, but the membership number or your membership number, you'll find we've gotten a lot of questions from people asking where is your membership number. You'll find they'll find it on this landing page when they first log in under their name. The membership number's here. So, for example, with the competition for the British Juniors coming up, we've asked for the coach's membership number, and we've had quite a few inquiries asking where's the membership number. So just for reference for yourselves, when anyone asks, it's right there. Cool. Next, yes, Trevor?
Behind that is to make them talk to their coaches, so that if they turn up at a competition and they haven't got a coach to sit in their corner, then they could forfeit their match. And so they need to ensure that there is a coach available, and that is a BWA qualified coach.
Aye. So once they've gotten onto that landing page, they'll be sent a confirmation email. So it's the same standard confirmation email you get for signing up to anything. So if you've set up a new account on a shopping site, you'll get an email just to confirm that that's your email address. So they'll need to log into their emails, find that email. Generally, we found it's a 50-50 chance of whether you'll find it's gone into their normal inbox or whether it's in their spam inbox. We do advise that you let all your members know that, check their spam inboxes for anything from British Wrestling, just to be on the safe side, so they don't miss anything really. Grand. We've just gone over this, but just a quick recap. With the forgot password, it's just underneath the login page if you've forgotten it, or contact either myself or Trevor at membership@britishwrestling.org. There's what the reset password will look like. So it's fairly standard. That's what will come through on your emails. Oh, that's where it is. So yeah, there's your membership number. So we covered that. We'll skip ahead. Right. So next up is if that say a parent has just created their own account. Now they want to create a family membership. This is where they'll do it. So when they're on that landing page, just beneath their profile picture, where their membership number is, there is an add family member. They need to click that before the pop-up comes up here, where they get to choose between two options. The first option is an existing member. So if they've already got a son or daughter that they've already got a membership to and they want to add them to their family profile, they click the left one and it brings them to a pop-up page here where they can find that family member. So you can search via email and then put in the date of birth or put in the membership number. And then once you've searched that, it'll get added to their family profile. Trevor, have I missed anything there?
No.
Jump on to the next one. Grand. So the next one is if they're a new member. So you'll get a different pop-up once you click that, because they don't have a membership so far. You'll get a miniature pop-up of the screen, the sign-up screen that you've just seen when you're creating a new membership. So you'll go through all that and then continue and take you through creating a new membership for that family member. And then they're added to your family tree, so to speak, to the membership pool there. Have I missed anything there, Trevor?
No, but that's where you want to make sure it's an individual username. That's the only thing.
Grand. Yeah, because what we're trying to do is make people aware that if they sign in as their son or daughter, or they don't create a parent account and then create their kids account separately, it starts confusing things further down the line. So we've had issues on the competition system where the parents entered, like, was this right, Trevor, where they entered themselves in and it just confused the whole running order?
Yeah, and we've had one or two where they've changed the name on the membership and then, put their name in, enter the competition, then realise they got the wrong name in the competition and tried to blame us for it being wrong because they've changed it back. So, it's...
Yeah, so the competition system remembers whatever was first put in. So we try to ask all the members to sign that will enter a competition or event with the account they want to enter it with, because otherwise say, for example, if they book on a coaching course and there's a different name, the name will be that name on the certificate because that was the name that was booked in on. So we don't want any issues going wrong. Other things as well is the address they put down within the membership system. If we decide to send out a bunch of free resistance bands like we did over the pandemic, whatever address they put down there, that's where it's going to get posted to. And if they've just not filled it in, or if they've put a joking address, that free gift will just end up somewhere random. So other things to bear in mind. Cool. Any questions so far? As I realise I'm going through this fairly quickly and I don't want to overload everybody. Is everyone all right? Yeah, cool. Right, next bit, how to purchase a membership. So this is another very common question that we get asked from the general membership, is how do we get a membership? So there's a difference between creating an account and purchasing a membership. So what we've gone through so far is creating an account. So they've created a free account with British Wrestling now. So they have an account they can log in and do very minimal things on. The next protocol now is to get a membership. That'll open up a lot more avenues. So what they'll need to do is on their profile, across the top there's 3 tabs. Profile, I think that's membership details, and then membership license. So if they click the license, that'll then take them to the different types of memberships that they can purchase. So for example, coaches need to get the full senior membership. Any recreational wrestlers obviously get the recreational membership. So if they don't plan on competing, they go for that. Any fans, they go down the fan membership route. So the reason why we ask everyone to get a membership of whatever level is to cover everybody. So for example, a club administrator needs to have a membership because they've got all the access to sensitive information of their members. So they need to have a membership. Otherwise, they can't gain access to all the detailed bits of the system, which I think you'll see. Yeah, I'll show you on the next slide. So if you don't get a membership and we give you club administrative rights for your club, so you can start uploading credentials, adding people to your club, and basically do a load of things that you wouldn't be able to usually do, you won't have access to it unless you have some form of a membership. Once you've selected which one you want, it takes you through to a shopping cart looking page, so just like you would see on any sort of online shopping forum. And then all you'd need to do is just click complete order. It'll either ask for paying via direct debit or card or some other forms of payment. Cool. So from there, once you've got your membership, you then start getting more added to your sidebar. So if you hadn't bought a membership, you would not see this My Club section. All this would not be visible to you. If we'd given you club administrative rights and you don't have a membership, that's not there. But once you've gotten a free fan membership, for example, this opens up to you because we then have you down with a membership of some description. So from there, then you get access to your club profile. So there's all manners of benefits here now for you, where you can start looking at data for your club. So all this is really useful information if you go to external partners, sponsors, supporters. You can pull off club reports from here, for example, to say, well, actually, we have X amount of club members because we've tracked it here. This is the split between male and female participants. So we know we've got a 50-50 split between male and females, which then, for example, with Sport England, looks really good because it's a very healthy demographic for a club to have that kind of split. You'll have your club profile, which is your very generic, this is where the details of the club, this way you can update, your social media, your club times, your contact details. All that needs to be up to date because that gets all gets drawn onto our website through a link. Like we call them APIs, which they basically draws data from the membership system onto a different platform. So on our website, you have the club finder, which only affiliated and associated clubs get populated to. So if your affiliation or association is out of date, you won't show up on the club finder because A, you're not insured, and we can't promote clubs that are not insured, because then that makes everyone else liable to any injuries that may occur because we advise people to go visit that club. So from there, you also have data import. Now, this is where we can go into if you have, say, 100 recreational members at your club, and you're obviously not going to sit there and import each and every one of them individually. What we advise is that you have, from when you click this link here, it takes you to a separate part of the website where you can download an Excel file where it's basically a register. You can set up a laptop, have it there at the front when people are coming in, and you ask them to fill that in with their basic name, address, take payment there, then at a door, for example, or make it through the website or what have you. And then you can just mass upload all those members in one go, so you don't have to do each one individually. Or you can get them to do it themselves, each individually, because as you've seen, it's very simple as you're going through. They could do it themselves. Obviously, if you're having issues with that, get in touch with either myself or Trevor, and we'll give you a hand. We've got more administrative rights on the system, so we can help a little bit more with things like that. The other benefits as well is you can get the club members profile. So what that means is it can show you the breakdown of all your members within the club. So it can say which age brackets they're in, whether they're, you can break down by members' roles and show who's the coaches, who are the safeguarding officers, who are the club admins. So it's easier for you to filter through all the data that you have there. So a lot more benefits there than in previous systems that we've had. Would you like to add anything else to that, Trevor?
No, apart from if you do use the data upload, if you make a mistake and it says data upload failed, it will send you an email. It takes a few minutes and tell you which line the error is in. So at least you've got a chance of finding where you made the mistake. The usual errors are wrong format on the date of birth and the wrong username, i.e. it's a username that's already up there. So if you have a common name like John Smith and someone else has used the name John Smith, you might have to do John Smith 1 or something just to make sure that it's unique. So
yeah, the same as any other kind of system when you create a profile. The one thing I've missed has been the membership codes. So everyone has access to this once they've purchased a membership. When you click on this, if you've got a paid membership, so anything from recreational and above, you get access to our membership codes. So within that, you get discount codes and various things from partners who have offered to support all our members. So yeah, cool. So from there, let me just check. There's nothing in the chat, is there? Nope. Cool. So from there, going back now to the member themselves within their profile, they can now add themselves to a club. So from there, you click select a club, and that brings up this pop-up screen here. Now it automatically searches within a 50-mile radius of wherever they are. You can actually change that to encompass the whole country, down to a couple of miles. It's all entirely down to what sort of search function they're looking for, but they've got access to this exact club finder on our website as well. So this is a direct mirror image of the one on the website. So there's no real difference between those. And also another reason why we need all the details, including for your club, is because this is where they all pop up. So once you click, I funnily enough had a conversation with someone who's not from wrestling this afternoon who was asking about any local wrestling clubs, and they'd found the club finder, but they didn't realize they could tap the little pegs that will bring up all the details. So this is where we've just got to remember to let all the new people into the sport they're there. Tap that, give you all the details to get in touch with that club or your club and so forth. Cool. So from there, another common question I've had is why is my club not on the club finder? Now that would be because the club's either not isn't affiliated, and that could be for a number of reasons. It's one thing that we've actually fed back to Go Membership for to make all the club admins' lives a little easier is, yeah, it's all great telling us that the club's not affiliated. What's missing? Because it would make life for everybody a lot easier if it just told you, right, your safeguarding officer's DBS is out of date. That would make life so much easier. So that is being worked on at the minute. We're currently doing a membership journey piece with a number of clubs. So we're hoping that will get done and prioritized once all the research has been done. But going back to this, basically from the club admin's point, when you log in, you go to your club's profile, and then within that, you go through and search through the club roles, and you can find who your coach is and check their credentials, see if anything's gone out of date. Usually it's the biggest suspects, or the most common ones, are code of conduct and the DBS check. It's either one or the other. Usually DBSs take 6 to 8 weeks to complete. Once that's done, that member can upload them to their profile. If they're having issues, ask them to get in touch with ourselves and we'll help them upload it, or we'll do it for them, depending on how difficult this. If they're doing it off their phone, for example, and it's just being very difficult, then yeah, we're more than happy to help. And then we review it. So we'll get an email from Go Membership to say, yeah, you've had a credential uploaded. Can you please review it? We'll go in, make sure the DBS is within three years. It's got nothing of warrant to worry about on it. We sign it off, then they can go ahead and crack on with the rest of it. So I'm sure you guys have seen this on social media and our website. These are the minimum standards that we need for a club to affiliate with ourselves, and you can check that via the Go Membership. Yeah, like I said, a little bit of a long-winded way of doing it, but if you have trouble, get in touch and we'll help find out what's missing. And we also have a bronze level, in a sense, club affiliation, which is an associate club membership. Now, these clubs don't have insurance from ourselves. They supply their own, and they also have to supply a safeguarding officer. There's very few benefits to being an associate club, other than working with ourselves and then with British Wrestling support to move into the affiliated club piece. So this is for clubs like MMA clubs who are looking to join wrestling. It's aimed at clubs like traditional wrestling clubs who are working through getting their coach trained up, and that might not be for the next couple of weeks type of thing. So just to get them on board, it's 50 quid, and that gets, if they do that all in the same year, that 50 quid gets taken off the affiliation for their full affiliation because they're moving up. So it's all aimed to get everyone up to the same standard, but easing them into it. Cool. Yeah, we've just covered that as well. So yeah, as club admin, you're going, if you can, help guide your members and your volunteers to uploading their certificates, which we'll go through in more detail. The next bit, which when we go on to sharing my browser to show you a live demo of the portal, we do have something called Club Plus through Just Go. Now what that is you can pay a monthly fee or a yearly fee around extra additional technical aspects of the system that you can get that you don't normally get. So it's things like taking registers of classes, where people can book into your class, and other various benefits that could include like discounts and things like that. So if you're interested in that, get in touch and we can have a look into it for you and discuss it. We know at the minute Scottish Wrestling uses it for their clubs. Cool. So the next slide is how do I get my coach's license? So what that is the step-by-step guide of how to show your coaches how to upload everything. So this took a while for me to understand because it's in an American format, and I'm married to an American, so I had difficulties. So yeah, I can imagine what your Joe Blog member's going to have. So credentials is where you put your actual qualifications in, so your certificates, your your code of conduct, your coaching qualifications, your first aid certificates, your safeguarding certificates, the enhanced DBS certificate, all that gets uploaded to your credentials. So once it's all uploaded there, you're in your My Profile page. So that's back when you're logged in. Right on the landing page, you'll see credentials as one of your options. If you click that and then click the Add Credential button there, it'll bring up this side menu here where you can select from a whole host of qualifications to add to your credentials. Once they've all been added, they have to get approved by either myself or Trevor to make sure that they meet the requirement and they're not expired or out of date or anything like that. So then it keeps the standards for everyone in line. One of the most common questions we get asked is, how do I upload a code of conduct? Now, you don't actually need to upload a code of conduct, you just need to add one to your profile. Now, if you want to read the code of conduct, like it says there, you can download it from your documents, which you can find in the side menu there. So if you click menu and go to documents, you can download it from there. You do not need to upload a signed version. Just to make this easier for everybody, we've elected not to. You don't need to upload it. So all you need to do is just put the day they green it from, so that date, and then it will automatically do a year. And then you can just click the button there to say you've agreed, and then there's a save button at the bottom. Once you've done that, it's been added to your credentials page. That's all done and dusted then. So nice, simple and straightforward. So moving on to the next element is your qualification. Now, what that means is actually the role of what you're doing at the club. So if it's the coach, if you're going to be the head coach, that's what the qualification means. It's the role you're actually doing. So here, as you can see, they've got two safeguarding, lead safeguarding officers for your club. So if anything expires, it'll show up in red. If it's all intact, all up to date, it'll be in green, obviously. So that's if you've already got some stuff in there. So it gives you a quick notice of where to go to have a look at if something's expired. So to say if I want to be a coach now and I wanted to become a level 1 coach at my club, I'll click add qualification there, and then this side menu will pop up here. So from there, you can search from a list of different roles by clicking this magnifying glass here, and then you can click whichever one you want, be it level 1 coach, level 2 coach, and then it will bring up. So yeah, there we go. There's your list of different types of coaches. So you've got your level 1, level 2, your honorary, and so on and so on. So from there, once you've clicked it, it'll bring up it'll populate that list for you. Now the benefit here is it shows you what's expired, what you don't have yet, and what you do have. So on here, for example, for me being a level 1 coach, I'm missing my first aid. I've not uploaded it in this Duff account because it's not my actual account. I'm missing my enhanced DBS is expired, but my code of conduct's active. So from there, this is where we know that the system can do it. It's just we're trying to get Go membership to amend it so everyone can get a little bit more of an easier access to what's expired and what's needed. From there, then you can either submit it for review. So again, that'll come to either myself or Trevor, where we go in, we have a look, right, okay, you've uploaded all this documentation, we double check everything, that's all up to date, there's nothing's expired, nothing's gone, slipped through the gaps or anything. Then we can approve it, and then you can then approve that role within your club. So if you want to become an affiliated club, that's your coach signed off, and then your safeguarding person, they go do the same thing, put the safeguarding certificate, their enhanced DBS on, we approve them, and then you've got both requirements met for becoming an affiliated club. Then you can go back to where the club affiliation membership is within your club's profile, add it to your cart, purchase it, and Bob's your uncle. So from there, once you've gotten all your coach's role all in line, your membership's all up to date, you can actually get your membership card. Now we are working on getting coaches licenses for everybody. Oh, go for it, Trevor.
When you have done anything, put me little note to, send me an email to say, could you check it and approve it? That way I'll get on it straight away. Otherwise it may take a day or two. So. Oh, sorry,
you got cut off at the start there, Trevor. Was that to let people know that if you submitted their qualification to just pop an email to membership?
Yes.
Oh, grand. Yeah, if you guys could either email membership or club development, either one or both, one of us will pick it up. So from there, another one of our most common questions is, where can we download our membership card? Like I said, we're working on getting a proper license made up. We've already created something with a graphics designer. All we're waiting on is this research to be done around the membership journey, so we can implement a much more professional looking membership card. So from there, if you go into your membership license, you'll then get this green square here to show that you have one active membership. So when you click on that, that takes you to which membership it is. So in this case, it's a BWA membership senior 18+, and it says that's how long's left on the membership. So if a member's not sure how long's left on their membership, so say if they've got a competition coming up and they've only got a month left, it says a month, there might only be a day left. I can't remember if it counts down in days or not, but it lets them know, right, okay, it's worth like renewing just in case, because if it expires on the day, they won't be able to compete. But at least it lets them know how long's left on their membership. And then from there, there's a little download button here. So once they click that, it automatically downloads a PDF of their membership card. So it shows when the membership expires, what type of membership it is, and their profile picture and the name and our logo. So they could have that with them at a competition, for example. You can download it to your Apple Books or your Apple Wallet or whatnot and just put it in there. So they've got it handy. Cool. So any questions so far before we move on to the next bit? Everyone all right? Cool. Oh, Sahara, yeah.
No, I was just saying, yeah, everything's fine.
Oh, cool. No worries. Right, cool. So the next bit is book onto events. So when you're in your main account, so let's find a profile picture. There we go. So across the top, you'll see three functions. You've got my profile, membership, and then you've got courses and events. So once you click courses and events, it takes you to this landing page here. So across the top, you have all your featured events, and then you have a subsection of all the main categories of things that we deliver. So education, competitions, and so on. So from here, you select which one you want to go on. So for tonight, for example, you could click the featured event here, and it takes you to this landing page here. So to book on, it's got all the details on this page. So for any of you members who are interested in getting involved with things, they can find all the details here. Again, they only need a free account to access this. They don't even need to get a fan membership. But if they want to get access to more of these, so for example, they get discounts off our coaching courses if they have a membership, for example, then it's better to get a membership. So from here, you click your book on here, and it'll take you to this page. So from here, you get your booking details. It outlines the date, when it is, how much it is, and then you can add it to your cart. So it's very similar to a shopping site. So if anyone's got any questions, like say if any of your new members have got questions around how to use it, you can explain to them that it's just like any shopping site that they go on. I might be showing my age now, but anyone remember QVC? It'd be very similar to that. So from there, you've also got the club booking. So this is when. Oh, yes, Trevor.
There's a third one in there that you haven't got, and that's the family booking. So that's did you add that later or not?
I'm trying to remember if I did now.
Okay, well, we'll cover it in a bit.
Yeah, we'll cover it in a bit. Yeah. So the next one was the club booking. So what that is when you click that, takes you to your club and has a list of all your members just below it. So what that does then is it lets you check quickly whether any of those members are eligible to book onto that event. So, for example, I used Barton, my club, and I clicked this tick here to let them book onto this event, and a red circle with a line through it came up. Now, that might have been because they don't have an email address, so there's no way for them to send the booking to them, or could be varying issues, but it will let you know that they can't book onto that event. So if for example, I'm sure Trevor, you've got a couple around the competitions. If a parent signed one of their children up and the date of births don't match, it won't allow them to book onto the event.
Yeah. The two main ones are they haven't got the correct membership to book on, or they've chosen the wrong tab, so you've only got one tab there. Those of you who have seen a competition, you've probably got, you know, half a dozen tabs to choose from, and if they click the wrong grey tab, you know, it won't let them do it. But you know, you just click another tab and try again until you find the one that works. So
yeah, we'll go into a live sort of I've got a window open on the intraweb to show you one for competitions, because I was too wary of trying to go too deep into a competition without booking on a load of duff accounts onto the British juniors, for example. So I was trying to avoid that. So we'll show you instead. So yeah, once you've selected who you want to go on, then you just click confirm booking up there, and it'll take you straight to your shopping cart, which is the same picture as earlier. So like we were just saying with the competitions, they're slightly different because there's obviously a lot more wrestling specific elements to that. You can either access your competitions through the competitions tab on the main categories list, or if you can see across the featured list across the top, you can just click here, the British Juniors, for example, and it'll take you straight to the competition regs, the bookings tab for it, and all the details for that event. So address and contacts for the competition organizer and all that stuff. So same principle, you've got your two different tabs here to book on with, but there's slight differences where there's three different options here. So you've got one for your athletes, your coaches, you've got one for spectators, and you've got one for under 12 spectators. So did you need to, do you want to jump in on anything, Trevor?
No, you.
Sorry, I thought you were. Never mind. So once you've selected which ticket you want to purchase, so for example, spectator, you'll select how many you want, and then you add to cart, and then it will take you to this pop-up page here. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, Trevor, one of the most common issues here is that they book in a spectator that a wrestler's already booked in on. So if a wrestler's already got an entry to compete, they don't need a spectator ticket. So that's taking a ticket away from someone who might want to come and watch, because you know, if you've entered as a wrestler, we're already giving you access to the venue. So as everyone knows, since COVID's happened, all the venues now have really tightened their rules on not COVID, but actual venue hire. So when you're hiring a venue, all manner of rules are actually being enforced now that were there in the past, but never actually enforced. So fire regulations, for example, have really taken precedence at the minute. So we know, I wasn't at the competition in Windsor, but I did find out later on that it got that specific at the venue that if they had too many people in one area of the hall, that broke their fire regulations. So if you were looking at hosting a competition yourselves as clubs, it's little things like that you need to bear in mind with, because you could very well get fined, you could very well get banned from a venue, and all manner of things just because the regulations weren't followed. But that's why we have a limited number of tickets at the minute, is because we have to meet the certain venue parameters that are laid out. So spectators only get so many spectator tickets. The wrestlers get presidents because obviously they're competing. Same with coaches, and then the spectators come last. So just as an example to let your members know that, yeah, not to purchase any tickets that they don't need to, really. And it saves them money in the long run anyway. Anything else to add to that, Trevor?
No. The only thing is the family membership is very similar to the club. Family booking is similar to the club booking. So if you're familiar with booking on via a club, you can tell your parents that they can use the same sort of format for family members.
Cool. And so because this competition shut on Sunday, I wasn't able to take any screenshots of what it looks like when you go on as a coach or a wrestler to book in, but essentially you're met with a basic form which asks for basic details. So for example, this is where you would be, where you put the quantity of, I don't know, you want to enter one wrestler and you click next, then a pop-up form comes up asking for basic details, so emergency contact details, what body weight class do you think you're in, that kind of thing. So we need that information because it's linked to the competition system. So if, for example, someone puts a body weight down that they expect to weigh in on, it's best to put in what body weight class they aim to compete at, unless they're the kiddies, and then you can be quite, relaxed about it, because it's down on the 10% rule rather than the more serious end of the spectrum, where if I'm entering the 57 kilo category, it does mess up the competition system if the wrong category is put down. So try and make sure the parents understand that that's quite important. Cool. So the next one is booking onto coaching courses. So I'm sure you'll get a lot of volunteers who want to help you out at the club, because we always advise all our clubs to get as many coaches as they can, just to alleviate the pressure on all their head coach. The bigger the workforce, alleviates the pressures, more people wrestling, bigger the sport gets. So from here, same navigation, but this time the actual portal looks like this for a coaching course. So it shows you not the regs, but what the coaching course entails. So what's on the coaching course, what the modules are, what you need to do before you can book on, this, that, and the other. So that's where the main details are for there. Again, book on as an individual brings you to this menu here, and that's where you can book onto the theory or the practical. So from there, you'll be getting them to book onto the theory first, and this is where the system meets a different system. So we've created a online learning platform with our partners at Sports Structures based in Birmingham, to create an online learning portal that is a lot more streamlined to help our new coaches coming through to get their theory elements of their coaching course completed. In the past, we found the biggest letdown for new coaches coming through is they never finished their portfolios, so they didn't get certified and then couldn't finish their qualifications. So we're trying to combat that by completely redeveloping it and making it easier for them to access and complete. So this is what the login page looks like for them. Now, once they've booked on and done that Go membership piece, again, another reason why they need to have the right email address down, the right postal address down, because their email address is then shared with Sports Structures, so then they can send the login details for this portal to them. Now, from there, they get a code to log in, a unique code for them. So what they do is they select the bottom one here, which takes them to this window here. So if they've booked onto a level 1, for example, they click the level 1 there, and it brings them to this portal here, where it shows you the different regions and areas of the country where they can book onto a level 1 or a level 2. So, for example, they might be looking at level 2 in the Midlands. They click subscribe, and then it takes them to a portal where they put in that code. I've not included that on here because I didn't want to mess everything up, because I'm sure I get yelled at by sports structures. But anyway, from there, that's where you put the code in, and then it will bring you to the login page. So then those details will be the same as your Go membership details, if my memory serves. Or am I thinking that wrong, Trevor? I'm thinking CMATs, aren't I? Yeah.
No, they're in their own details.
Yeah. So from there, once you log in, you're met with this portal. So we've got 2 coaching courses with them at the minute, level 1 and level 2. Oh, have we got a question? Yes, go for it, Ty.
Just a quick question about that logging in and your theory. So say you log into the Northern Ireland theory, okay?
Yep.
What if you want to do your practical, say somewhere else, for example, like for, I'm thinking of Charlotte in particular, where she's going to get her theory done. She turns 18 in June, and we're considering sending her to the practical on the 2nd of July in Manchester. I think that's where it is.
Oh, yeah.
That, you know, it doesn't really matter where you do your practical.
No, it doesn't. The whole point of that is to put you in contact with a local tutor.
Okay.
And then you can discuss with that tutor and say, look, we'd like to go to this one, and then they can help you get through to whatever it is you want. So
yeah,
not a problem.
All right, thank you very much.
No worries. Yeah, like Trevor says, it's essentially just to put you in touch with your local tutor, and then they're the ones who will be marking your portfolio, so they'll be working through that with you. So on that portal, once you've selected whichever course you want to do the theory on for, so level 2, for example, it'll bring you to that level 2's landing page. So it's completely changed from the last update. We've completely revamped it and updated all the content again with the latest coaching knowledge from the UK coaching and sports structures and various coaches and experts in the fields. From there, we've actually updated it now to make it even more streamlined than it was before. So the actual learner pack now, there's no need to download anything. There's no need to email anyone with it. There's no need to buy Microsoft Office or use Google Docs or anything like that. We've supplied everything for the learners now. So if anyone comes to you with questions around that, everything's all self-sustained in its own little environment. So when they land on here, they see the access portfolio button here. Oh, sorry, Tara, yeah?
No, sorry, I'm listening. Just sorry.
Oh, so I thought you had a question. So yeah, from there, they can click access portfolio. So what that does then takes you to, oh, if my button didn't work, there we go, to our own self-sustaining SharePoint. So they don't have to get a license or anything like that. The SharePoint is given to them. So then this is our view as tutors. So we see all the learners and all their portfolios, whereas say Tara, say if you logged into this SharePoint, only your folder with your name on it will pop up, and you click the folder, you go in, there's your learner pack, you open that, and you can just enter all your answers, work through that as you're working through your actual online learning. So as you're going through all the tasks and you're watching the videos around safeguarding, or you're watching the roles and responsibilities of a coach and working through, excuse me, all those tasks, then you can fill in the portfolio as you're going along. We really encourage that. So it's just reminding all your members and parents and volunteers that if they're looking at doing this, it's like the paperwork, unfortunately, it's part of Ofqual's regulations. So we're Ofqual regulated, which if anyone doesn't know what that is, that's the government arm for checking education standards. So it's essentially like an exam board. So I'm not sure if anyone's heard of AQA or Edexcel. They're all exam boards. They're all overseen by Ofqual. So our exam board is First for Sport. They deal with making sure that we abide by all these standards to make sure we give the highest standards of learning that we can do. hence why we've gone down this route to try and give the best quality learning that we can give to everybody. Cool. So, right, that's the end of the slides. So let me stop sharing, stop presenting. There we go. Cool. Has anyone got any questions so far? Have we missed anything, Trevor? Would you like to cover anything else on the live version?
No, I don't think so. I think almost. I mean, it's people will come up with bits that they sort of I can't remember or I'd like a little bit more information. That's when it's just a matter of dropping us an email and we'll answer it. So
yeah. So if anyone has any questions in the meantime, I know it's late, so I'm sure everyone needs to get off and get a bit of a break. But yeah, if anyone's got any questions later on, drop us an email at clubdevelopment@britishwrestling.org or admin@British Wrestling or membership@British Wrestling, and we'll try and get back to you, or just drop us a call. Our phones are always there for you if you need anything. Oh yes, Ellen or Katie. Oh. You there, Katie?
Andy, it's Ellen. Katie's just gone. I'd like to say I'm impressed with the presentation. I mean, I have been around this Gold membership for a long time, but there are little points that I probably did not know what existed. It would be good that I don't have to try and tell people on the phone how to do things and to go to a club, and even take the video down to the club one night and show some of them how it works. The thing that I am really impressed with, Andy, is the membership card. The membership card is something that that I would have liked at the weigh-in. And what I hope we can do with that, and possibly get people to use it more, but I'm going to play about with it tomorrow and have a look, is that if people can either print that off, I don't know how big or how small the membership card would be, but what I think, yeah, that is brilliant. What I think is that if we could get people to load that picture on their phones, that when they come to the weigh-in, they have their phone and they present that at the scales, because it would save us an awful lot of time when we're trying to find someone in the membership. I know trying to find them, we have to get a few words right, but sometimes we're not seeing the spelling that the athlete has, and sometimes we have to ask them to write it down. If we could get them to do that on that phone, that would be absolutely brilliant. And it was well worth the video if I only get that. Thanks, Andy and Trevor.
No worries. Thanks for coming on. And you'd be surprised how many times me and Trevor have found people who've spelt their names wrong.
Yeah.
So the membership card would be really helpful for you guys at weigh-in, just because if they've spelt their own names wrong and they don't know they've done that, it doesn't help you when you're trying to find them on the system.
Yeah, definitely the way forward. Definitely. Thank you.